right. Week 9, books closed, shut, library set on fire. We're done with that NFL slate. Sunday games is over, done with. Anyway, recap time. And I didn't do well this week. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I was like more 50-50. Starting with Dolphins, they lost. I picked them, of course, but lost to the Chiefs. And I think it's one of those games where the Chiefs just got up so early, and while we're a team that can score, you know, once you're up that early and against somebody like Patrick Mahomes, that's what it is too. Like if it was maybe some other team wouldn't feel, like how it was with the Eagles, like another top-notch team, you know, uh. I like the Chiefs got a really good defense. The receiver came all alive. Like they was hearing all the crap that was talking about them, of them not competing and all that other stuff. Um, Defense was basically just, I was like, nah, it was just sort of one of them. Even though they didn't continue to score, nothing like that, and we was able to make a comeback a bit. I was like, we had a chance. We had a chance towards the end, and pretty much I was like, the fumble just cost us. Cedric Wilson looking nice. I was like, been able to help us out, and that return for a touchdown. That's the type of thing. It's just like, well, that's going to decide the game. Like you just sort of know it of just because that's not supposed to really happen. And that's why I said I was like, it's like they got up on us, but it wasn't like, I mean, the receivers and like the offense were playing well, but it's like it's the combination of Patrick Mahomes where you can't have any of those type of mistakes. He ain't making any mistakes, and they got a good defense. So it's just like like if this was a game against Chargers, I was like I wouldn't feel the same way, but I get somebody like Patrick Mahomes, I'm like, damn. Can't do that. Can't do that. Like our defense actually played like all right. I was like, even though I said the receivers, like they like the offense was on, like they were on point, but that don't mean they were scoring point. But you don't have to when it's Mahomes. I was like, that's how he's been this year, where he ain't been like scoring crazy points, but they've been finding ways to win, and that was one of these games. Yeah. Anyway. Then we had a thrashing by the Ravens to the Seattle Seahawks. Didn't see this one coming in this way at all. It was sort of like like that first quarter. It was kind of just like, oh, okay, cool. It's expected, and even a little bit on during the game where it was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like strip sack, strip sack. I was like fumble. It's like, oh, okay, cool, because they both got good defenses or whatever. They're very similar, like teams with the way they pass the ball and like to run the ball. Like, they're really close to really similar teams, except for the difference is sort of where Geno and it's Lamar, where one of them uses the legs a lot more than the other one. And I feel like when the offense was stagnant for the Ravens, Lamar used his legs, and that's to pretty much sort of open up the game until he started being able to pass the ball. And after that, it was just a wrap. I was like, Lamar and them just thrashed the Seahawks. Cardinals, Brown, I don't think there's really nothing to talk about. Deshaun Watson finally came back and played, and I mean, he either upgrade over Walker or over Walker, but also it doesn't even matter. What matters is the Cardinals didn't have a quarterback. They had basically started rookie because they gave away Dobbs later on that. And I don't know if that's saying that this game was really much about like not having Dobbs or just not having a quarterback that's played in any of these games. Either way, there ain't nothing to write home about. It was a settle. It was a stomping. It was a skunk. It was a done. And I was like, there was nothing that was going to happen in this game. Bears and Saints. I was like a very competitive game. I was like pretty much down to the wire. Couple games also down to the wire. Tyler Bagnier basically had a decent showing. I was like, it was really good, and then he just made like rookie mistakes where he was throwing interceptions. That's kind of like, okay, that was like that dude's triple cover kind of thing, and fumbling the ball. But they still had chances no matter what. I'm like, it's real. This is really the defense of sort of both, but really of the Saints, given the team to win. Uh, the Saints offense still wasn't, you know, but the defense was giving them uh, turnovers and short fields and stuff like that, and Saints took advantage of it, but still was close to basically having a chance in that game. But yeah, I like Saints get the victory, which they sort of need in that division where they haven't been able to run away. It's still pretty close. Patriots, Commanders. Uh, on one hand, you want to say the Commanders' defense played really well, but on the other hand, they was also playing the Patriots. But they also don't have they two ends. They traded them away, but they was also playing the Patriots. Commanders win this game, but not by anything special. Because the Patriots had a chance to win. Mac Jones was okay. There was a couple of times where he had chances to extend the drive, and he was just missing dudes. But that last play where it was off Juju hands, that was Juju's fault. That should have been called, and that called an interception that basically ended the game. And Commanders got the win from that. Packers and Rams. This was more about the defense winning the game than anything. Basically causing the Rams to have some turnovers and stuff on offense. And the Packers just squeezing out the game pretty much here. Don't get me wrong, they gave up the ball a couple times as well too. That's why I said it was more the defense helping the Packers get this game more than anything. Yeah, I didn't too much here. All right, so one of the games of the day, year, you want to say, Vikings and Falcons. Josh Dobbs just got traded. He wasn't really supposed to play. Probably next week he's going to play. They started the rookie. I don't know his name. Well, he got hurt. And Taylor Heineke's on the other side. He's getting the play as well. And he didn't really, to me, do anything more than Ritter. I was like, cause he'd also turned the ball over. I was like, now can you say it wasn't that crucial time? Yeah, could you say that maybe Heineke gives them a different type of boost just because it's like, okay, we're switching out quarterbacks. Yeah, but this is a game that the Falcons had no business losing. Like there's a lot of their other games, they had no business losing. I was like, they played and did what you really was supposed to do, to where even some of the stuff that Heineke was doing, you also know what you're going to get out of him. And Dobbs, who doesn't know any of the play, barely know anything at all, is just out there just playing football. And boy, was he just out here playing football. I was like, he was over here. There was one crazy play where he basically it was toward the end, and I was like, they needed a touchdown. He basically went up in the pocket, went left, came back right, and then started running, and it was like fourth down. So he needs it. It was like 4th and 12 or something like that, and he got him there. And then like 2 plays later, he basically threw a strike, got the touchdown. It was crazy. With barely any knowledge of nothing. He just out here just playing, just knowing enough of the concepts, and just knowing enough of what he needed to do, and basically just got him in that last, like, I want to say minute or so, and basically just drove him downfield. It was crazy. So shout out to Dobb. Would bring us to the next game. That if you watch that game and you're like, "Katie, it had to be topped." Well, here we go to the Texans and Buccaneers telling you to hold a beer, cause there was a game that was. I was like, it was moving, then it got stagnant, then they just kicked it up after that, where it was just like. It's just like the Bucs just started scoring and Texas started scoring. They were going back and forth. I was like, Stroud, this dude over here having a hell of a game, monster game. I think he had like 479 or something like that. I was like, that dude. I was like, Bryce Young might have a chance to be really good, but Stroud over here, like I'm that now, and I like it. I was like the Buccaneers needed a score, and I think they're within the 2 minutes. And another, like speaking of another thing, it was like 4 for 2 or 4 for 3, and Baker Mayfield was like in the pocket, and it looked like, yo, this is it. He about to get sacked, but somehow he able to evade it, sidestep it, run up, jump, and get the first down. And it's like, oh, all right, this is what we doing. They're gonna win this game. Then they threw a pass that got bobbled by 3 or 4 people, and then Mike Evans happened to catch it. It looked like something when you play football games and it's just like glitching in there, where it's just like, what the hell? They caught that. Most times it's the computer, but they caught that. Anyway, set them up pretty much about all I got the 2 or whatever. And then Baker Mayfield basically throws the ball, give it to, I think it's Ottoman or whatever. I was like, bam, now they up on top of the Texans. And now it's like something crazy, like 43 seconds left. And they got dropped like nearly like 70 yards. And they need a touchdown. And boy, did they get a touchdown. Like, what the hell? Like, basically, I was like, it was just ding and ducker. They still had a couple of their timeouts. He hit Delk on like a pass for like 30 yards. Then he hit like another pass. And then it's basically the last, like, you basically got to get this Delk right in the back of the end zone for the game winner. And it's like, what? He drove down the field in like 40 seconds with like, I think like a timeout or something like that. That's crazy when you actually watch him going through that. That is crazy. That's wild. That's some top notch stuff like that. That's why I was like, that's a game that's gonna be a replay. Anyway, back to the regular sorry games. Colts and Panthers. I pretty much just thought that the Colts were due for a game. I didn't believe too much really in the Panthers. They won last week, but it wasn't convincing. Here I was like, Minshew running the ball. I didn't really have too much. I didn't scope out this game as much to see really anything. I was like, it was just like, to me. Raiders, Giants. Daniel Jones got hurt. I think it's really the more significant thing from this game. Other than that, it's another thrashing. There's nothing to really report here. I was like, Eagles, Cowboys, pretty much. Once again, I was like, the Cowboys had a bunch of chances to play against the Eagles, and they just kept coming up short. So you already know what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. And somehow all the time, I don't know, but they get down to where it's the last part of the game and they got a chance to win the game. Where I don't know why it's like that all the time in their books. But the story doesn't end well for them at all. And it didn't end up here. Basically having a chance to, ride into the sunset, having a chance, and couldn't get it done. I was like, but once again, Eagles Cowboy game, always pretty good. But yeah, there were just a lot of missed opportunities for the Cowboys in order to win this game. I was like, Eagles sort of did what they did with it. Just, I was like, stout running, it's like their formula. We're really only here to talk about the Cowboys most of the time. And then Bengals, Bills, also really, like, nothing really to report here either. This game sort of just, the score make it seem like it was closer and it was a chance, and it was like a chance, but not really. Like, there was a chance. Like, one, I was like, their offense just looked out of sorts for the Bills. I don't know what it is outside of. See, I was like, anything with Stephon Diggs works. You get the ball to Stephon Diggs, he makes something. I was like, he have crackers and like a ketchup packet and salt, and somehow you're wondering how this man just made gumbo. I don't know, but he does. I was like, he just been getting out the most like double team type of tackles all year. Allen making interceptions that just like, what? Like that's not a good play. That didn't make any sense. And it just no flow to it. Kincaid is sort of getting in a rhythm and stuff like that too, but that's sort of where they messed up their chance to have a chance to end the game. They was like basically in their red zone, and Kincaid did a hurdle, and then the ball got punched out, and after that, I was like, and the Bengals over here, they were like there was nothing. They were able to stop mixing a lot, but nothing else with the receivers. I was like, all the receivers basically had a day. Even the tight ends were getting involved and having a day. Like, Higgins, Chase, Smith, Boyd, all of them. They really couldn't be stopped. And then when they did have a chance to like stop mixing or to have another chance, they couldn't stop mixing. And yeah, so Bills over here looking a little while the Bengals over here looking pretty damn good in the division that they sort of need to in order to stay afoot. But anyway, now my recap. I was like, I try to do it a little bit fast. Didn't get as fast today as I wanted to, but we'll see. You like this video? I appreciate it. I was like, how's your team do? Yeah, that's the Sunday slate. See you for the Monday game. I guess it's a Monday game. Anyway, you like the video? I appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But till then, I'm out.